Hi there. This is just going to be a talk on, well, the picture. Parallel realities, parallel universes. And this is something, it all began for me with an unexpected spiritual awakening at the age of 24, and I think it's about 9 years now been going on, just about. And basically it's a process, but one of the energies that awakened was the third eye, but it's not the same for everyone that's had an awakening. I've watched, when I first went through the experience, a few years I think or something, and then I started to watch videos on YouTube, and I found out it was just spiritual awakening. And some of them even say their third eye isn't very strong. I would say it's one of my strongest energies. Strongest awareness points. And what I perceive all the time is basically parallel dreams and parallel realities. And I think when you have a dream and you wake up, was that a dream? I think that's just a parallel reality. When you have a dream and you've got a close bond with someone or something, I think that's a parallel reality you're tapping into. And many scientists believe this also, that parallel realities is a real thing. And yeah, this is just something that I felt like talking about. What I do before doing videos, not all the time, but sometimes I look at my pictures on my iPad, and then if I feel drawn to a certain picture, then I'll do it. I'll talk over it. But sometimes I change it. I like to be creative with my videos. Sometimes I talk in front of the camera as well, and change it up. Have music, don't have music. But yeah, this is something I think that people say that everything has to come from nothing. But if that's the case, we would never experience the nothing. But it's infinity, isn't it? And so what it means that if you're aware of something, but if that's happening infinitely, then you've got infinite reality, meaning infinite separation, infinite illusion of separation, even though it's just one thing. I think this is what quantum physics talks about, that basically everything is the one thing. So it means that whatever I'm saying, even though it might seem a lie, it's actually, the vibration of it is actually connected with all other vibrations. That means that there's no truth or there's no rubbish when you go deep enough with that. It means that everything is the same thing. It means there's no black, no white, no... It's all illusions, but we're all the same one. You see? And they don't want the religion of oneness, but it's coming whether the system wants it or not. And that's what's happening. That's why they're trying to they've come up with this coronavirus. It's all to have a welfare, social security kind of system upon the planet. Why? Well, they want to stop. Well, people that have got businesses, for example, they can be a threat if they're for the awakening, for example, for a global awakening. They don't want that. And the more they get, they feel that the closer they get to the super rich being really rich and the poor being poor, then they think that that'll be a safer place for them. You see, they don't want the fish getting close to the sea, and to the sand, I should say. They don't want the sharks coming out, which is the ones that have awakened, and they're telling other people, you see. But back to the fact that everything's one. So when you hear someone saying this is not a fact, if you were to pause a minute and actually think that the fact that if everything did come from nothingness, then everything would be connected as one, then you'd realize that there isn't actually any true, there's nothing that's either way, you see. There's not. It's just an illusion. That there's no right way, there's no left way. It's all illusion. It's all the same oneness, as science can show. Physically, I believe. And they can show how one little object is everything else. That's how they say the universe started from a very small size, and then now it went as big as it is now, because it's the same thing. They're all connected in one, but they separate so that they can work and grow, and that's the point of different planets, that's the point of different people, that's the point of separation, that's the point of life. Separation, even though it's an illusion. But these truths are coming more to the forefront, and this is why I believe that this coronavirus hoax thing is real. I saw a video yesterday on Twitter with these guys in suits. They're wearing these white costumes, their face covered, and they were lying, saying that someone had died of coronavirus. And the next thing you think is, well, what else? Who else have they lied about that have died? So now I don't believe the numbers that have died. I don't believe it now, because these are supposed to be government officials, and they were caught lying. So I don't trust government before, but I didn't think they would do that. I didn't think they would leave themselves exposed like that. I was inside a building. This woman said that that person hasn't died. What are you saying that for? So they're lying. They're telling lies to people. Now the question is why? Well, because of, like I'm saying, this oneness is even on BBC TV, which is, I don't watch television really. The only time I watch it if Man U are playing. That's a team I've liked since I was 10, but usually I don't watch television. Don't watch the news. Definitely don't watch the news. But I used to watch TV before this awakening. And obviously this awakening changed everything, but what's awakening? It's just deciding that enough's enough, and all I did was I decided to pay attention to stillness. That's what you're doing. You're and then you become meditation. You don't meditate, you become it. I notice your breathing starts altering with this path I'm on as well, into a very meditative state. Because before I wasn't, I was reacting but not observing. You see, that's what I was doing. But yeah, I believe that I don't think anything's real. I think that what happened, this is a physical type of dream for a purpose though. And I think it's because to give us the illusion of physicality, the illusion of realness. So that we're in the illusion, and so we'll go through difficult things then. And then once it's time to wake up, it happens. And sometimes it may happen in death. But you shouldn't have to wait that long. If you're awake on Earth, you can make a big difference, like I'm doing now with these videos. People like me are the real ones on the front line at this time. Not doctors and NHS workers who are just brainwashed by the system. They are not on the front line. The front line of brainwashing maybe, but the real people on the front line is people like David Icke, who said what would happen 30 years ago, and it's happening. That's the real people. Jesus, people like that. That's the real people on the front line. Not these brainwashed fools. And I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you.